Hi parents, Coach John again from Learning Out of the Box. So now I'm going to cover grouping, and the reason why I'm doing this is because grouping concept is actually very common in PSLE. Yeah. Again, probably you may not recognize that it's grouping initially, but somehow or other in the midst of the words, some of them represents grouping concept. Yeah, so I think before we move on, it's very important for you to understand what I meant by grouping. Yeah, okay. Okay, so let's start. Okay. Okay, there are a few keywords that you must know for grouping concepts to happen. For example, words like for every, EVERY, for every. And again, the more common one will be like the one that you are seeing right now. I used to think that the name given for this is number of units times value. Number of units times value. But again, as we teach more and more children, number of units times value doesn't really make sense for most kids. And we realize that, in fact, it is under something that is even simpler called grouping concept. Yeah, grouping concepts. Okay, so here goes. Okay, so here goes. Let me solve it for you. Again, if you are still hanging around, please learn how to spot the keywords so that you can practice now, and then you see whether your keywords and numbers actually match mine. Rachel has some $2, $5, and $10 notes in the ratio of 6:1:3. So let me just box this up and then box this up as well. And the total value of the notes is $329. So how many $2 notes does Rachel have? Okay, so normally for me, I would like to use simpler and shorter ways. Yeah, if you explain in a way that is a bit like using adult words, you will lose me. Yeah, so if you want to explain math to me, I prefer you use simpler words, shorter words, short sentences as well. Okay, so now what do I mean by grouping? Okay, let me write here, grouping. Okay, grouping. And the reason why I can see that it's grouping is because the Rachel has 3 kinds of notes, 2, 5, 10, yeah? And which means that in every group, she has 6 pieces of $2 notes, yeah? So you can write here, grouping, draw a circle, and put here one group. Okay, so that means 6 pieces of $2 notes. Okay, then she has in a group of 613, she has 1 piece of $5 notes. Okay, and then she has 3 pieces of $10 notes. Okay, so if you do out the math, you have 12, you have 5, and you have 30. And naturally, you know that This is 17, 47. Okay. Okay, so now, in fact, many people underestimated the power of grouping, yeah? Because if you can remember when you first taught your child multiplication, like for example, 2 times 3 is in fact 2 groups of 3. Yeah, so if it's 3 times 4, it's actually 3 groups of 4. Okay, so in fact, I have just given you the 2 fixed steps of grouping. And step 1 is to find one group. Okay, so let me write down on the side. For grouping, find one group. Okay, find one group. Then step 2 is to find the value of one group. Okay, for those who are still around, you'll benefit a lot from here. Yeah, so step 2 is find your group value. Okay, group value, which is the value of one group. So in this case is $47. Okay, $47. Now, you have no idea how many groups are there, but it's always in terms of 613, 613, 613. Okay, so the group value of every group is always $47. Now, where do we insert the total value, which is $329? Okay, that's $329. Make a guess, what is my next step? Number of groups. Okay, so step 3 is number of groups is 329 divided by 47, which is 7. Okay, again, does knowing this 3 step will give you the answer straight away? Not really. It depends on the question. Okay, yeah, so you really want to read the question carefully, but once you are able to identify that it's grouping concept, these 3 steps will generally lead you to the answer, or will lead you closer to the answer. So in this case, how many $2 notes does Rachel have? So 7 groups, $2 notes, 6 pieces each. So you have 6 times 7, that is 42 notes, and that's the answer. Okay, that's the answer. So this is the basic grouping. Yeah, of course, there's even easier grouping concept in primary 3 and 4. So, but if your choice is in P5 and 6 right now, for P5, some of them are still using model method. Yeah, it's super slow. Use grouping is faster. Okay, it's faster. And if you're still using number of units times value, and if you can understand it, because it's more pertaining to algebra, if your child can use it, go ahead. Yeah, for most kids, if they can understand this, they will use this. Yeah, for most of their questions. Okay. Okay, so before I move on to the next grouping question, so far, do you have any question for me? Okay, so for primary 6ers taking PSLE this year, take notes that you must master your grouping concept. All right. Okay, so let me clear this, and then we move on to the next one. Okay, now this is something that is very common. Yeah, it requires the child to be able to recognize where is one group. Yeah, where is one group? Okay. So first of all, when you see such question, you know that it's grouping. Again, because we have done many questions already, until that we are able to spot some patterns. Yeah. So when we say when we are able to spot problem sum types for exams, it can actually happen. Yeah, and you can learn this skill easily. So let's see how we can spot the numbers. 2142, 2142. So let's see. So this is one group, and this is one group, and this is one group, so on and so forth. All right. Now, $115 numbers. So let's see if we can use back the 3 steps for grouping. So step 1, find one group. Okay, find one group. So one group is 2142. Anyway, we are doing it with sum, right? So might as well just find the step 2, which is your group value, okay, which is 2 plus 1 plus 4 plus 2, which is 369. Okay, so this is your group value. Okay, and step 3 is your number of groups. See, it's always the same. It's always the same. Yep. So in fact, this is talking about numbers. So there are 4 numbers here. There are 4 nodes. So what do we do next? Okay, so we take 115 divided by 4. Numbers divided by numbers. Don't go and divide by 9. It's a very common mistake. Okay, so 28 groups. Remainder 3 what? 3 numbers. Okay, take notes. And these 3 numbers is actually 2, 1, 4. 2 is not there because only 1, 2, 3. And you have 2 plus 1, 3 plus 4, 7. Okay. So let's check. Yeah. So for grouping, you can use step 1, find one group, step 2, group value, step 3, number of groups. So far, so good. See, so somehow knowing these 3 steps will guide you towards solving. Yeah, so in fact, for problem sums, they are really predictable. And a lot of times, parents can learn such techniques from us very easily. Yeah. So the sum, so okay, so sum will be 28 groups times group value, which is 9, the total value of a group plus your 7 here. Okay, which is 252 plus 7, and that's 259. That's the answer. Okay, so I just want to demonstrate using this example that knowing predictable steps for grouping can be achieved. Step 1, find one group. Step 2, find group value. Step 3, find number of groups. Okay. Okay, so let me just go back. Okay, so parents, it's pretty late already, and in fact, many of you are still watching. Give me a yes if you have learned one new thing. Give me a yes if you have learned one new thing. Okay, awesome, awesome, awesome. Good, good, good. Yeah. Okay, so great. Mami, thanks for being around. There's one more coming up. Yeah. I will go offline first, yeah. So it will benefit you and okay.